The other crisis they're ginning up is the Russian crisis, and I'm going back to CNN because this is criminal. CNN did something so despicable yesterday. They went to a ordinary human being who voted for Trump and basically accused her of colluding with the Russians. This is after Rod Rosenstein said that in the indictment of 13 Russian trolls, no Americans, including Donald Trump, wittingly sided with the Russians or colluded with the Russians. They go to this ordinary woman, they show her house, they tell her name, they dox her basically, and listen to this bullying piece. I mean, this guy is going to have to answer for this at some point in the big court upstairs. You know, listen to what this guy does to her.
But what part of it in this is a cover-up? What, are you saying that's not true, or what?
The Russians, I don't care if they were involved or not. That to me is the least important thing.
But they were involved with you. Did you guys know that?
They weren't involved with us. You know, just make sure that you report it correctly, that, you know.
But you guys were involved with being patriotic, right?
Very, very patriotic, but not...
Being patriotic was the group that contacted and helped organize some of these activities that you posted on your own Facebook account.
Those were legitimate.
Those were Russians.
They were not Russians. I don't go with the Russians.
That group was Russian.
I have nothing to do with the Russians.
Well, apparently you did.
No.
Maybe you didn't know it, but you did.
When you're talking like this, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Well, I'm talking what's
Those
based
people
on
that were with me were all Trump supporters. Very, very much so.
And
okay?
all apparently following the direction of groups that were associated with Russians who were actually infiltrated.
BS. And please report that. I don't believe that. I know all the people that were with me, okay? They were at my meetings. They're all Trump supporters, okay?
Mm-hmm. This guy ought to go home and look in the mirror if he wants to see what a lowlife looks like. Because yesterday we played CNN covering an anti-Trump rally ginned up by the Russians that the Russians had done, and they were covering it like it was a revelation, like it was expressing the will of the people. Why didn't we get this guy's address? You know, John Nolte once said to me, Nolte over at Breitbart, the late John Nolte, because he used to be here. We were having dinner one night, and he said, every time these guys come out and expose something about an ordinary American, we ought to have an organization that researches them and finds out who they're sleeping with and finds out what porn they use. You know, because it's an obscene thing to do, but it's all to tell you that your vote was helping the Russians, that if you voted for Donald Trump, you know, you are a bad guy.